Welcome back, everyone. It is I, Sean, the American in Krakow, riding a motorcycle. I think I'm going to stick with that. And again, I'm off to take you on another food adventure. Of course, because what else does the American in Krakow do besides ride his motorcycle? Eat food. I am off to breakfast at Wesola Cafe. It's near the downtown area as well, but just outside. It's actually quite close to the Galeria Krakowska, the mall, main mall, and main train station in Krakow. It's just a kind of interesting place because it's a mall, and quite a large mall. Whoa, 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 what is that guy? Anyway, it's a large mall, but the main train station for the city of Krakow is attached to it. So you literally can walk from the platforms, exit the train area, and enter the mall. I mean, it's kind of very central. It makes sense because you are really next to all the major connections for public transportation. Of course, there's buses and cabs and all that other stuff in the area as well, but it makes it kind of awkward when you're shopping because, especially if you're on that lower level, there's just so many people, and all with like bags, like rollers, and just a lot of annoyance. If you're spending a shop, it's just kind of awkward. Yeah, I'm not making that one. I could, but I'm not trying to. Let's see if they notice me yet. No, this guy's still holding his line. That's interesting. That's okay. But yeah, it's quite annoying when you go there. So I try not to go to that mall very often. The only time I went there really was if I had to hit that Samsung store. They have a pretty large official Samsung shop, and while I was still using Samsung for my mobile phones, it was where I needed to go. But I try not to go there very often. But Wesola Cafe, on the other hand, man, that place is definitely top 5 breakfast joints for me in Krakow. Not that there's so many that open early, but it's late already. So there's a lot of places currently open because I'm running late this morning. But for reasonably early morning open spots for breakfast, Wesola Cafe is definitely in my top 5. I would tell you Wesola Cafe, Blossom, Bistro Bene. Hello, tram. You're in my lane. There we go. Bistro Bene. Actually, Bistro the Hours makes a pretty solid breakfast for a hotel, but it is hotel breakfast, so it can be a little pricey. Yeah, I would say those are like my top 4 places for breakfast. I used to eat at Hilo for breakfast quite a lot, but things changed obviously due to pandemic. They've changed their hours around, and they don't have that many tourists in the area staying at the like local apartments, so they don't really open for breakfast anymore. That used to be my favorite spot for breakfast. But that being said, we are on our way over to Wesola Cafe, and we will see what we have today. I think I'm going to end up doing like a breakfast burrito. I think. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. But I also haven't really made up my mind how I'm getting there, because clearly I am not thinking of where I'm going. You wouldn't know that, but this is not the best route to get there. Yeah, definitely not the best route. Traffic can get really bad in Krakow. It's not a very big city, but there's a lot of cars, and the kind of major thoroughways to get around the city, or if you're moving from one end to the other, they're kind of limited if you're really trying to get from north to south or east to west. So those roads are always kind of packed. And now this construction is not helping. So I guess they've done this side of the road recently. So this side was closed and that side over there was open for both lanes of traffic. Normally this would be 2 lanes going in the opposite direction of I'm going today, and on that side of the road would be 2 lanes heading in the direction I am going. But yeah, I mean, they got to do it. The roads were getting pretty ridiculous. And I think not only are they updating roads, I think they even fixed up some tram lines out here. So here's the tram tracks in the center there. It looks like they recently, yeah, they look renovated. Like you can see where the people are standing. There's new curbs. The stones look new between the tracks. Yeah. So they're spending some money renovating and upgrading the infrastructure. But it definitely doesn't help with traffic. But that's where having a bike comes in handy. Like, I'd hate to, and I have been, I mean, I do own a car, and I have been stuck in traffic here, but it's not a pleasant experience. Yeah. But, hey, you know what? There's filtering, and then there's being an idiot. And I think I border on the middle of that. Let that guy go. You know, no, there's a truck there anyway. I could have turned down that road. The problem is I've been there once going this direction, but I was using GPS. So I'm going to have to make a left turn at some point near the cafe, and I actually don't know it. We'll figure it out if I have to stop and pull out into the GPS. The funny thing is, if I have to, I will be probably within 2 or 3 blocks of the cafe at that point. So I'm going to get really close and then get totally lost. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. But, you know, we'll see. Oh, man. Hopefully my friends at the local motorcycle shop call me and tell me they've got my new brake lever, because I don't like riding with this broken one. This guy's making a U-turn? Oh, man. That's just not smart. Technically, if he would have made the right, obviously it forces you to the left because that's where the road continues. There's a legit legal U-turn spot, probably three intersections from there. Maybe not even 3 intersections. But it's, you know, making a U-turn where there's no other place to make a U-turn, I get that. But there's clearly a place to make a U-turn. And he was a taxi, so he knows that. I'm pretty sure he was a taxi. I assume he knew that. He had to know that. There's no way he didn't know that. But, well, I don't want to assume anything. Still not cool to make a U-turn like that. Unless you really, really have to. Maybe he was picking up a passenger, I guess. Shouldn't bother me that much. Didn't cause a problem. Hey, where are you coming from? Okay. This learner car will let you go for sure. Unless he's super aggressive, which would be awkward for a learner, but hey, that was me. I think I was probably driving for at least 4 or 5 years before actually getting my driver's license. So, you know, and I'm not condoning that. That was a stupid thing to do, and you shouldn't do that. And, you know, don't do as I do as I say, which is get your license. You know, by the time I actually got around to getting my license and taking my road test, I mean, I've done thousands of miles and driven multiple states. So, yeah, I was pretty aggressive during my road test. Not to the point where I failed, but, you know, just a little bit more aggressive than the woman who was administering my test liked. It was clear to her that I had been driving for quite some time, and she didn't appreciate that, and she made a comment about it. And I turned around and looked at her and said, hey, at least I'm fixing the problem and getting my license now. And she acknowledged that, and you know, we parted ways, friendly. I then did a burnout. As soon as she handed me my temporary license, I did a burnout right as soon as she got out of the car and drove away to go pick up my cousin, who was technically my licensed driver, because I was only on a permit at the time. So I needed a licensed driver to take me to my road test and drive the car, technically. But yeah, that was all fun. I then got my license. And then not too long after that, started riding motorcycles. And never really looked back. Okay. So, it's somewhere near, I think right after this tram, I should be making a left. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to take it from... I don't know if I'm supposed to take it from the curb or from here. I think I'm supposed to take it from here because it would be really difficult to make the turn from up the curb. And I believe this is the right place. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I found it. And I didn't need the GPS. Me happy. Alright, so now I'm going to let this old guy walk on by, because I am going right past him. And right past here. And I'll leave the bike here. And that's me getting to Wesola Cafe. And even though I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, it is Wesola, W. Even though that looks like an L, there's that line through it. And that's pronounced like a W here. And W's are pronounced like V's. You learn stuff every day. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. Maybe I'll get some footage from inside the restaurant, but if not, I'll talk to you on the way back home. Later.